One of the reasons the Texas Hill Country is so popular and such an ideal place for youth camps is the access to multiple rivers like the Guadalupe. There are dozens of camps in the region. And today, KPRC2's Bill Spencer spoke to a former director who served at two of those camps. Bill is joining us now live from our newsroom. Bill, he shared some insight with you on why flash floods are so prevalent there and how quickly they can turn destructive and, as we've seen, deadly.
Yeah, that's right. Andy, John Kerr is an expert when it comes to the dozens of youth camps located in the Texas Hill Country. He knows how quickly those floods can arise, how vicious they can be, and what precautions that camp directors in that area typically will take to stay abreast of any weather event that may be coming their way.
At this memorial for the 27 victims at Camp Mystic in the Hill Country, young voices tell of the incredible pain this tragic flood has caused so many Texas families.
Just my heart goes out to everybody. Being in this world and knowing what camp directors have to go to, my heart bleeds for them.
But John Kerr has a unique perspective on what happened at Camp Mystic. You see, he was a youth camp director at two different youth camps within 15 miles of Camp Mystic for 20 years. And he knows how unpredictable flash flooding can be in this part of the country.
I think in my 20 years of being there on that property, we had several floods that would be higher than 5 feet and one that was 15 feet in '07. That one actually did catch us off guard, even with our advanced warning systems and with state-of-the-art communication radio systems.
Now, as the search and rescue efforts continues along the Guadalupe River, John tells us why flash floods can develop so fast and become so powerful in this particular area.
When you have limestone-based hillsides, which is our topography here in the southern part of Hill Country, you just get, the water doesn't have anywhere to go. And so it doesn't soak into the ground, it runs downhill. And so everything is coming to the river, and depending on how much rainfall and volume you have, it can be a big flood or it just can be a minor rise.
One question that will be asked again and again in the days and weeks ahead is, what kind of warning system did Camp Mystic have for this kind of a weather event? John talks about the system he had in place at the camp that he ran.
Typically, camps have some kind of system where there is someone that is monitoring the weather. Is what you're asking, and they might even be asleep. But in my camp, for example, we had an electronic warning system where if there was a 2-inch rise in the river, it would ping my radio, and there's always someone with a radio next to their ear at night with it on and operating.
But Kerr says this horrific, historic flood caught so many people off guard, and he feels it's just too early to cast blame on anyone at this point.
Given the fact that you were a camp director for some 20 years, do you see any failings on the part of the people that were running Camp Mystic, looking at what has happened here?
No, I'm sure there will be some investigations to verify all that, but this was by far, and I've been through this many times, this was by far way bigger a flood than anybody anticipated. But that camp's been around for 100 years, and I know Dickie and Tweety Eastland, they have always been hypersensitive about those kinds of issues and protecting their kids.
Yes, and our thanks go out to John Kerr for his insight. John Kerr has seen this many times. In 2007, his camp was hit by a dangerous flash flood. In fact, one that caught him and his staff completely off guard. He explains that these massive floods often come on so quickly with so much power behind them, it's sometimes very hard to determine exactly where that water is actually going to go. Reporting live in the newsroom, Bill Spencer, KPRC 2 News.
And those warning systems are so critical, Bill, when every second counts. Thank you.